Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, traditionally we wait for 1 more minute, and after that we will start. All right, let's start. So welcome everyone at our 37th weekly governance call of the DeFi group for the Freeton. And today we have quite a short agenda, and because lots of contests are in progress and in the voting stage, and there are no actual topics for discussion, big ones. So let's run through the agenda in this case, and I will start with the contest updates. Actually, three contests that are hosted by the DeFi subgovernance are currently in the voting stage. So the first one is Freeton lending and borrowing essay. So we have 7 works submitted to this contest. So, and dear jurors, please spend some time to read them out and cast your votes. The next one is the Freeton Self-Sovereign Identity Framework, stage 1, which has 5 days yet to vote, and the voting ends on which day is it? So it's actually, I don't see it in the face. Probably it's somewhere on Tuesday. And also we have the DevEx implementation stage 2 finished and is currently also in the voting stage. So there is huge amount of work for jurors. So please don't wait until the very last moment. I would like also to remind that the Dune swap contest that is funded by the main governance has DeFi jurors as a jury, actually. So I also put the notice about this in the jurors group, and if you hear me as well, please go to the gov.freeton.org to have a look at only one submission by Fabrice. So we had to extend the voting actually because no one came except for one juror, but it's not enough to collect the quorum. So you have 4 more days to vote. Please schedule the time accordingly. The next topic is about the coming farming updates. As you may have heard that the proposal of the DeFi Alliance has been approved, and we have some big news coming. So Sergey, are you here?
Yeah, sure, I'm here. Yeah, okay, about farming program. I think we will launch it not on Friday because we need to test some new mechanics like double farming. We had 2 different tokens protocols who will ready to put their liquidity and governance token. And now we are in test mode. When we finish it, we will launch new farming and we will update bridge and DEX for it. So what we will do? First of all, we will continue a program for 2-3 months for standard pairs like USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and etc. Also, we will launch new pairs with Frax and stable Euro studies. And we will launch some standard pairs without return like Bitcoin USDT, USDT Frax, and etc. Because we want to test. We will try to attract new auditory from Uniswap because change cryptocurrency standard in Uniswap in TonSwap will be less than in Uniswap, and also we will launch 2 pairs with bridge tokens, and I hope in months, maybe more, we will have some new project with native tokens, and we will put some liquidity to this new project. It's about our farming mechanics, and in a few days we will get a lot of announcement, and of course we will share it. About DEXs with bit liquidity, it's a very strong power for prices, because for example, if you watched yesterday for prices, some funds and some traders who will join to our farming program started to buy tokens, and it's a huge impact for price and for ton, and it will stabilize. I hope it will stabilize price, and the fate, it will be too easy going to market cap and etc.
Sergey, stabilize on this price or go down and stabilize where it was before?
I don't
How
know.
do you think?
Let's see. It's market. It's market.
Yes.
But if funds are buying tokens and farmers are buying tokens, of course we will put it forward to liquidity programs, and for it they will buy more tokens. And so I think price will
yes, we'll believe. I'm sure it's now minimum price on the future.
Definitely, let's hope on this. Yes, thank you, Sergey. Do you have some questions, guys, on this? Please raise your hand and ask. Okay, seems no. Sergey also wanted to discuss a bit about the DeFi services, future DeFi services contests. Sergey, maybe you can say a few words about this as well.
Yes, about future DeFi service. Okay, now we have Bridge, we have TonSwap, and I hope another DEXs will launch too. And Vlad started concourse for credit protocols. But DeFi ecosystem have a lot of different services with insurance and different credit, deposit mechanics, and etc. And now, for example, Broxus have no time to push new services, and we need to spend some months to finish and Bridge and DAO and DEX, and we need to involve a lot of different from our community. And if you have ideas and ready to implement it, please share your concepts, because big DeFi ecosystem, it's not only for Bridge and DEX, it's dozens and dozens different services.
Yeah, and Bridge and DEX is just
please be more active.
Yeah, good.
With your proposals.
Yeah, guys, please propose your ideas on what future DeFi services can be, because if you remember from the presentation of Ignat, all the bridges, DEXs, and even lending protocols, so they are just the basic layer of the infrastructure. And in this case, if we want to move on to the next level of financial instruments and the DeFi services, we need to be more creative. So if you have some ideas in your mind, please share your thoughts. Don't be silent, because we are here to build the ecosystem together. Okay. Yeah, I also wanted to say that some of you may have already seen the article that Broxus has published on its Medium page about the how the bridge version. Well, actually, it's version 3, but so let's say it's bridge 2.0 will work with the implemented DAO model. So it's a kind of sneak peek on what will be going on. It is still in the development, although it's coming to its end, at least on the smart contract side, and we are now approaching some interfaces that will appear, and some people already started asking some questions about how the staking will work, how the revenues will be distributed among token holders, and so on and so forth. So please read through the article, and there are most of questions answered already. And if you have some additional things, so please come to the Tonbridge testing group and ask them. We will add some information to this article as well. I personally think that the solution that will soon be born, so it's very, very elegant and very interesting. It will be able to maintain the due level of decentralization and support the liquidity inflow from Ethereum, first of all. Okay, so that's pretty it from my side. So if you have some other topics to discuss, so please raise your hand, and I will give you the floor. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yes, Alexei, please.
Yeah, hi everyone. And what about the context for extensions?
The context for extension, actually, it is not hosted by the DeFi subgovernance, and I already spent some time on the weekly free tone governance call. So it was a very good contest indeed, and we had a lot of interesting submissions there, but due to not really big involvement of certain jurors, there was quite a big polemics about how to interpret the results of this contest. We discussed this openly in the group, and decided that for the sake of defining winners, we will not use votes of those jurors who didn't vote for all works, actually. Although there is a new polemics raised afterwards, and some other members, so they resisted this position. So first of all, we need to make the calculation for both cases. And I already asked the contest stats group to do this, and we will present the results of this calculation, both results. So the original one, according to as if all jurors' votes will be counted, and the new one when some votes are put aside, and then we will decide what to do, actually. So it's a tricky point, actually, because there is some ambiguity in the contest terms on how to tackle to those voices, for example, which are not qualified enough. So, for example, they consist of 2 words only. And although the contest terms do not prohibit to count such votes, although the juror will not get their reward, but still the result of his vote may be counted. So I think that first of all, we need to calculate both scenarios, and after that, so discuss it once again. Yeah, Anzor, please.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry about this question. What more?
Alex, please raise your hand.
Yeah, Alex, go go on.
Answer, yeah. So,
Sorry, Anzor, if you about this contest, I'm sorry. If you in our topic,
Oh, I have a
may I
different
ask?
question. Yeah, just let's finish with this question first.
Thank you,
okay.
Anzor. I mean, Vladislav, you said that many discussed about this extension contest in open group. Where you mean? Not in DeFi group, yes? And I'm not sure that I catch what problem it was. I first understand that not so much juries voted, but more or less like half of jury voted, yes?
Yeah, actually, jurors' activity and responsibility is really a tricky point now. So, and we discuss it since free tone was established, and we will continue discussing it for a long time after. Actually, some jurors really invest their time and analyze each work very diligently. Some others, they just hop on to the voting train in the very last moment and throw some random votes. Some simply don't come to the contest, and this is bad actually for the performance of the whole community. How to improve this is a good question, and there is no direct answer to this. So this can be elaborated only by the experiment. So we already tried, for example, in the DeFi governance to increase number of jurors. We tried to increase the reward of jurors. We tried to inform them timely, and it seems that in this specific case of the Crystal Wallet extension contest, jurors were not aware that they are jurors, and this is a systemic problem of notification to jurors. I'm thinking about how to solve this, and maybe someone can take care of reminding them. And really thanks to Alex Novikov who took the flag and went to pinging everyone asking to vote, and also he collected a good AMA session. So actually, there was a group of participants and jurors organized by Alex, and where they can freely exchange their opinions. And there is kind of holy wars happening now. So I'm looking through my fingers like this to this group, because there is a minefield actually now. And also there was a discussion earlier this week on the weekly governance call that happened on Tuesday of the main governance, where we discussed this topic as well.
Okay, thank you. I understand. I'm not know why I'm not in this group, but okay. I voted. I tried to do it one day, maybe like 7 hours, and it was really hard because testnet doesn't work, and it will be one more case. And I used real tone crystal, but in some cases it was not possible.
It's actually 100 million of different factors affecting jurors.
Yes.
But I think that the main problem here is transparency, because from participant side, I cannot say that there was weak transparency, because everyone who wanted, they provided the demos, they answered all questions of jurors who tried to ask them. And from jurors side, it's a silence, so which I personally don't like. And if jurors face some problems, they need to say about this and discuss this. And I'm thinking on how to improve this in the DeFi governance, for instance, to trigger these discussions. Maybe some AMA sessions is a good way, but I personally not always can just take the lead on scheduling them and moderating them. So maybe if someone can raise a hand and help me with this, I will be really grateful.
And especially in such contests where it's not only DeFi, for example.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alex Novikov, please.
Yeah, actually, actually, it's strange that Alexander Watt is not in this group because I invited everybody to take part in our session, and as a result, we had most of the participants and all like jury members didn't come, so it's strange. Okay, anyway, actually, I wanted to say about the discussion for particularly voted juries. Personally, I am the jury member who didn't vote for last several participants, last several works. It was actually technical reason because I prefer to vote in the last moment because I don't like when somebody could go through my vote and like make the same. So I just don't want to give the chance to make it. Because of this, I prefer to vote in last minute, and also sometimes it could happen that some facts about submission could appear. For example, it could appear that some submission is stolen or wrong copyright or something like this. And because of this, I prefer to vote like last couple of hours. And in this time, actually, I did it in a previous week because contest had to finish 1 week before, and I started to vote. I go through all submissions because I did AMA. I had all marks in my Excel file, and the problem was when contest was prolonged, they changed my key because I'm a member of main governance and DeFi. And before it was 1 key, and after they prolonged it, they changed my key, and I didn't have any idea what's wrong. I just came like 2 hours before the milestone, and I couldn't vote, and I was troubleshooting because this simple idea that they changed my keys, they just didn't get to my mind. And because of this, I was struggling with this. I checked balance, I checked everything. I almost disassembled my computer, like internet, everything. And I was looking what's wrong. And at the end, I discovered that I had to use other key, and then easy vote program that I usually use for voting. I just copy pasted, and that's all. And it didn't work as well because the key was changed. And I had to do this manually in the last minute, and just because I technically didn't time to put all my marks on the system. So it's like a technical issue. Definitely.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to say that we have, it's not forbidden to vote particularly. Actually, we have this methodic to calculate the jury reward that allows jury to vote for some works, not for all. So
the main thing here is, as I said, is a transparency. So if a juror did this, so he preferred or was unable to vote for all submissions, so please just say about this. So explain to participants, because when there is some abstract jurors who do not explain their motives and put some marks on submissions and sometimes weird comments. So there is a really good question from the participant. So what the hell is going on, guys? Come on! I spent my time. I created the work. I submitted it, and now you are just ruin my work by for what? So I don't understand. And there is a silence from other side. And this is one of the systemic problems that need to be addressed and solved, actually. Yeah? So I don't have the solution for this now, and I think that nobody has. But at least we can form some hypotheses and try to test them in the coming contests. So, for example, the presence at the AMA session for jurors is obligatory. Yeah, to get the reward. Can we test this? Why not? Yeah. So in this case, at least jurors will understand what is going on and what the submissions are about. On the other side, is it possible, for example, for juror to change their vote? Not now, of course, yeah, because the contract doesn't allow this. But sometimes when juror didn't understand and he heard to cast a vote, and later on he just discovers that his score was wrong and he wants to change it, but he cannot. So this is also another thing that, in my opinion, should be changed, because unless the voting period is over, so it's not criminal to change your vote. Actually, maybe it's worse not to post the votes until the very last moment. I mean to finalize the votes in the contract. But I don't know how to do this, actually. Yeah, because the voting contract is developed by Tom Labs, and there are several versions, and I personally don't know everything about the latest version, except that it exists, but how it looks like, nobody knows, actually.
Yeah, to solve these
Yeah.
issues, we need two technical solutions. So we should allow jury members to change their votes, and we should implement something like DKP to hide votes until the end. And after the voting period finished, we could check the logs and see
that hiding votes until the end is a solution, actually. The possibility to change your vote is a solution, maybe a solution. I don't know, because it may bring some additional problems that we are not aware right now. And this is a complex discussion that comes outside of just one sub-governance, you know, because this is a problem that appears here and there each time when there is some ambiguity in the context. Yeah, thank you, Alex. Alexander, as for contest results, they are legitimate, but they are not finalized. Yeah, so actually they will become finalized as soon as the contest starts group calculates them, and after 3 checks, they are approved. So
also, excuse me, actually I wanted to add the stuff I tried to explain it during governance meeting, but I think it was very bad
very poor connection.
Yeah, sorry for this. I was outside. So first of all, I think it's a bad practice to invite jurors from different sub-governments, and this particular contest was the most complicated contest, because we had jurors from 3 different sub-governments. As a result, as I understand, jury from my sub-government, they are not technical person, and they are assessing and evaluating like user interface. Like guys from DevEx sub-governance was evaluating the code structure, how it is built, like this stuff, and the guys from DeFi sub-governance was evaluating like how it is compatible with TIP3 tokens and all DeFi stuff. So 3 groups of jurors was evaluating and studying different stuff, and I think
and that's good. That's actually good, because it provides you the diversity of opinions. And in my opinion, in future, if you have some professional jurists specializing on this and that, so that we are coming to, you will have different views on the same contest. And in this case, you will get the more weighted score. So because the solution may be technically extremely interesting, but it's unusable by the audience. Yeah, and
but we can't compare apples with like oranges. We should compare apple with apple.
Why not?
Because
We can.
it doesn't
Both
work
are
like
fruits. Both are fruits. Yeah, and it really depends on the how you will use this. Yeah. So there was another question from the audience. Alexei, please.
Yeah, I'd like to add for the contest. One of the reasons why some jurors couldn't vote for all submissions was that the contract ran out of gas. And when I
Good
found
point,
out
yeah.
it, I just sent like 10 tons to the contract so they can continue.
Yeah, it's a good point. Actually, gas monitoring is a tricky point because if you may remember some time ago when Mr. Shapkin was spamming the voting system with his fake submissions, all the gas that was submitted to the contract was burned out in any case. That's why now the interface group, which is responsible for deployment of contracts, they do not put excessive amount of the gas. The vote itself costs extremely small chunk of the balance. So it's something like 0.01 ton, if I'm not wrong. And typically 0.3 ton is way more than enough to for an average contest. But in case you see that there is an issue with the gas, yeah, and it's displayed in the voting interface as well. It's highlights in red if it's low. So just please drop few pennies there to cast your votes. No need to just transfer 10 tons or something like this. Half a ton is already a big amount. So it's actually not that expensive contract that requires you huge amount of gas. On the other side, when there is a big amount, big number of submissions, and you have to provide lots of comments as well. Like you remember this contest, what it was, where we had over 100 submissions. Yeah, so it will require a certain amount of gas, of course. And normally, I try to monitor this situation and just top up the contracts before they run out. But sometimes it happens that I miss this, and so just please, if you face the situation, drop a few pennies to be able to cast your votes. And if you just add something on top, so the community will be grateful to you for this. I don't think that half a ton is worth anything for all of us. Okay, thank you, guys. Anzor, you have some other question?
Yeah, it was a question about the decentralized exchange stage 2. Last time when the contest finished, I think we had something like a series of presentations.
Yes, exactly.
So will we have something like this?
Actually, I wanted to ask all the participants who are present today, and I will ping them as well directly, to provide some short presentation, so some video recording. I would prefer this because we don't have too many submissions, so it's if only 4, if I'm not wrong, and for jurors it will be really grateful to see them. So so what you really implemented, if you provide some comments on which points of the contest terms, all the if hard criteria are met, if soft criteria are met, you can provide some comments on how the solution works and how to deploy it correctly, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately, for some reason, the period for voting is very short. I thought that we will put something like 2 weeks at least, and now I see that probably it is actually 2 weeks. It's still 8 days for voting. So if you provide your video demos with comments by, I don't know, by Monday, it will be okay for jurors to look through them and decide on what score they will cast.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, just a video with like an overview of the solution and.
Yeah, pretty much like we did last time. So doing AMA session for such a complex solution, in my opinion, is a bit of overkill. In case there will be a lot of questions from jurors, maybe we will just create the group just to ask all the questions from jurors directly, or maybe even if there are some typical questions, so we may create a short summary of answers to them.
Okay. Thanks.
Welcome.
So those videos will just be posted in like the DeFi group. And...
Yeah, just post them in the DeFi group with hashtag DexStage2. I don't know. So for too easy find them.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, welcome. Good. Any other topics, guys, please? 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, thank you everyone for attending today, and keep an eye on the group. So there will be some news coming closer to the end of the week, and see you next week then, same time. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. Goodbye.